What's up, YouTube? Backing up another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over Let's Talk COD Episode 2. Coming later today, well, I guess it'll be tomorrow, technically, will be the second episode for my book, or I'm sorry, the third episode of my book. And the third episode for that book will be 2 chapters, and I'll go into that more in that video. But I wanted to also go over what today's episode is going to be all about. We're going to be talking about a couple different things in COD today. We're going to talk about the prestige systems and the maps for every single Call of Duty. And we're going to kind of go over all that and see where it leads us. So I think it's important first to understand the prestige systems in every game. This will be kind of a history lesson for everyone. These first few episodes will be just history lessons, learning about different things. That way when we go into the actual opinion-based content of the series and discussing controversies and all types of cool stuff that I have planned down the road, we understand each other, where we're coming from. We understand the background of which we are talking about. So the first 3 Call of Duties, I couldn't find any information online about their prestiges as well as their levels. And I couldn't find much about like mastery ranks and all that. From what I remember as a kid, I don't remember them having a whole lot of ranks. I think they had the standard 55, I think, back then, or even 30, I think it was. It wasn't very much. Remember, these games are very basic back in the day. And you'll see that when we go in the maps, how the maps are a lot less than what we have today. Some games will surprise you in how many maps they truly have. So the first 3 games are NA. Unfortunately, we don't have much information. If you do know, if you have like an old PS3, you can send me an image of what your rank was on like a COD 2 or COD 3 or Call of Duty the original. Then send me, please do, because I'd be very interested to see and add this to my file. I have one day I'm going to do a video on my files. I've got files for every video pretty much I'm doing. I'm starting to do strips more often, which hopefully these videos will seem a little bit more scripted, a little bit more presentable than I used to, because I used to just come off the top of my head. So first off, the first game that really starts off with prestiges is Infinity Ward. Kind of begins the process with COD 4, Modern Warfare, with 10 prestiges, and once you hit 10 prestige, you max out at level 55, from what I found online. Again, some of these sources are not 100% accurate, and some of these games don't even have a max rank because there was just no information. And I unfortunately don't have my PS3 anymore, or that account, so I have no way of getting that information for myself. COD World at War kind of stuck with the whole process of 10 prestiges. With 10 prestiges, unknown level, I believe it was 55 or 60 though. MW2 had 10 prestiges and was level 55 if I remember correctly. But things get interesting for Black Ops 1. I didn't know this. Somehow I hit Master Prestige on Black Ops 1, but I don't remember that there was 15 prestiges and max rank was level 50 in Black Ops 1, being the first Call of Duty to break the 10 prestiges system so far. And you're going to take notice throughout this whole section that Treyarch really does like to do it more than like Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer when it comes to prestiges, or at least more as in quantity over quality when it comes to prestiges for their games. So Modern Warfare 3 comes out, back to 10 prestiges. Black Ops 2 comes out. They dialed it down from 15, but they wanted to give more than 10, so they did 11. But I think that Black Ops 2's prestige system was far better than the previous titles so far in the series. I think they had a relatively good system. Same with MW2, but I think the higher prestige system is not necessarily a bad thing. I think as we go through these games, you're going to take notice that some titles do them very poorly. Hint, hint, seasonal progression titles specifically. Black Ops 2 was 11, and then after that we had Ghost. Ghost was 10 prestiges, level 60, but the catch was... sorry, I had a little cough in my throat. But the catch was they had characters. They didn't have a physical level prestige, or they did, but not in the same way that we're used to in the previous titles by this point. Each character could get up to prestige. You prestige that character, you move on to the next character, prestige it, move on to the next character, prestige it, and you do that until you hit 10th prestige, which then that character will hit level 60 and you're officially done. And that's kind of just how it was. Every character had its own 10 sets of classes, and you could pick a character pretty much before every lobby, so you could swap between them relatively easy. AW came out the next year, and we had a surprising 15 prestiges in AW, but I know they did add an additional, I think, 15 later, because you can get according to the post that I read, they just listed the Grandmaster, which is just the basic 15th, but you can get to the Grand, I think there's a Grandmaster or something, or I think it was Master Prestige, and then there's a Grandmaster they added later on, which jumped it up to like 31 prestiges or 29 prestiges, somewhere in that area. So Advanced Warfare is a little itchy because I'm counting the ones that came in later. Then in Black Ops 3, this would begin the new era of beyond level 55, 60, or 50. Because Black Ops 3 would have the same amount of prestiges as Black Ops 2 with 11, but then you could level to 1,000, and that would be the new cap. And this would kind of stay the same for the next couple of titles, except for Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare would come out with 30 prestiges flat, and you could stop at level Prestige Master level 30, level 55. So you just show level 30 as your level. World War II had 10 prestiges, and again, level 1,000 was the cap. Black Ops 4, 11 prestiges, level 1,000 cap. This then begins the seasonal progression generation. Modern Warfare in 2019 has 6 seasons, 4 prestiges per season, the max rank of a Beyond 2,000. Now, that max Beyond rank 2,000 was for the next 2 titles after Modern Warfare 2019, but that wouldn't come into effect until very, very, very late Vanguard era. But it is, if you go on to MW Modern Warfare Remastered 19, I can't even English right now, Modern Warfare 2019, you will see level like 1500s. That is something that you can see because the levels are all same. Cold War would have 27 prestiges over its 6 seasons, making it one of the largest games for prestiges ever. It's actually, I think, one of the, if not the largest prestige ever, besides Infinite Warfare's. Vanguard was 6 seasons, 4 prestiges again each. The information's very all over the place, and when I was doing research on the seasons, people were mixing numbers between Vanguard and Cold War, and I just said fuck it. So again, just like Modern Warfare 2019, I didn't give a specific number of prestiges, but that's because there really isn't a specific number. Those 3 games are kind of just mushed together. And then Modern Warfare 2, which we have currently in, is at 17 prestiges as of the video being made, as of Season 4. But coming in Season 5, we'll be getting an additional 4 prestiges, jumping us up to, I believe, 20 or 21. And then additionally, in Season 6, which we do pretty much know is coming due to the fact that the next COD title's release date has been teased, or basically leaked at this point, and it's not coming out until very, very late October. And its announcement's not even coming until pretty much after September. So we do know for a fact there is another game coming, another season coming in September. Moving on to the maps side of things, we're running out of time. COD 1 had 29 maps, COD 2 22, COD 3 20, COD 4 Modern Warfare 20, COD World of War 23 maps, Modern Warfare 2 26. Now, keep in mind, these are all the maps, period. So I'm counting DLCs, I'm counting war zones, I'm counting battle maps, ground war maps, any map that is in the game from this website. If you guys want to go to the website, I'll probably end up putting a link down below. Very good website. They have every map, every prestige, every gun, every streak, every specialist on every game that had a specialist. Like, they're very, very, very organized. But these are every single map, period. I'm not going just specifically off multiplayer maps. I'm going off of any map, period, on the game. Except for zombies. Obviously, that's going to be separate. It's not counted in the multiplayer aspect. But anything multiplayer related is all on this list. So Modern Warfare 2 is at 26. Black Ops 1, 26. Modern Warfare 3, 36. Black Ops 2, 31. Ghost, 31. Advanced Warfare, 30. Black Ops 3, 31. Infinite Warfare, 29. World War II, 24, Black Ops 4, 35, Modern Warfare 2019, 59, making it the largest in this entire list. Cold War 51, Vanguard 28, and Modern Warfare 2, as of right now, currently is at 24 maps, but we do know we're getting at least 2 maps, I think, this upcoming season, so that can be like 26 or 28 by the end of the life cycle. The 2 most maps will be Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, but 59 and 51, respectfully. I'd like to argue that the 2 games with the most maps are arguably the worst maps in the series. Like, I would say 90% of Infinite Warfare's and Black Ops 3's AWs and Ghost maps are all phenomenal. World War II maps are pretty much all phenomenal. And they have relatively high numbers, 30, 31, 29, and 24. But for the most part, they're pretty low. And obviously, if you're your old school maps, a lot of these old school games, through the generations, we learned this through the research that I've seen anyway, they like to stay the same between each other. You can definitely tell that the companies were close knit back in the day, being that Infinity Ward and Treyarch. You can tell that they communicated a lot more together because they were very more in sync with each other. Being that you can look at, say, for example, COD 2 through Ghost, and they kind of stay the same, 22, 20, 20, 23, 26, 26, 36, 31, 31, 30, 31, 29, 24. They kind of stay in the same area as each other, which I think is very fascinating. Now, the way this is set up is kind of weird because COD 1 through Black Ops 4 have DLCs, but MW 2019 through MW2 currently is seasonal maps, which we do see a slight spike in seasonal maps being more beneficial to the community as a number thing. But again, it comes down to that thing of quality over quantity or quantity over quality, right? Depends on what you want. If you're someone who just cares about getting as much content for the $60 you pay for the game as possible, then yes, seasonal ranks is definitely 100% the way to go. But if you're someone who cares about overall enjoyability of the maps and actual competitiveness and being good at the game and all that type of things, and taking that all into account, then the DLCs, paying the $15 or $17, whatever they would be at the time, is definitely worth it because you can see, just especially back in during the Infinite Warfare time period, that whole chunk of EXO time, EXO DLCs were very, very, very good. Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare. I believe Infinite Warfare has the best DLC system, or best DLC maps, period, in the entire franchise. I think that their maps just were amazing in every form. Black Ops 3 is another title where a lot of people like the DLCs. I do too. I love the DLCs on Black Ops 3. The hype between Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 3's DLC season, I think, is unmatched currently in the climate we have. But yeah, so those are definitely some things that are the 2 lowest Call of Duties are the second and third, which is kind of ironic. I'm sorry, not the second and third, the third and the fourth, being COD 4 and COD 3, are both 20, being the lowest of the numbers of all of them. I did write down some maps for some games. So for COD 1, you had Foy, Italy, Berlin, etc., and some other maps. COD 2, you had Normandy and Crossroads, and then obviously in MW2, you had Strike and Vacant being introduced. That's just some maps that I wrote down. I was going to do a list of maps, but that list is horrendous. So let me guys know what you guys think down below. Are you guys enjoying Call of Duty right now? Are you guys enjoying the maps that we're getting? I personally am not. For the simple fact is the base maps in the game can't beat Shoe House, because we keep doing these crazy design maps where there's so many corridors or windows or doors. There's little rooms for the hide in, and it kind of ruins the pace of the game. Meanwhile, like Shoe House just gets you right in the firefight. People kind of push you a little bit more. You can defend a little bit easier. It just makes the whole entire experience way more enjoyable overall. I think the developers need to tone it back a little bit, and stop making things so much realistic. I think that is the biggest killer of COD. It's not the EXO, it's not the microtransactions, it's not the COD points, it's not the supply drops, the no CODs, it's not YouTubers, it's not Twitch streamers. It's cheaters and stripe hackers, obviously, but also what's ruining COD is this over-realism. I think that we need to go back to the arcadey, cartoonish style of gameplay. because it works. Go back and play World War II. Go back and play Infinite, Black Ops 3, Black Ops even 4. I don't like Black Ops 4 that much, but if you go back, I played it once in a while, every once here and there. I'll download it and play it. The game just feels refreshing, and it feels good to play. It feels smooth. There's no connectivity issues. There's no lag in the games. There's no crazy ass overpowered strike pack fucking grenade launcher, an attachment under your gun that can shoot a thing that can explode through a wall. I think overall their priorities are great. I understand they want to experience more and give us more, and that's fine. But there's a way to do that. I think reducing movements, punishing people who are just good, I think it's a cringe thing overall. And I think this shows in the maps. A lot of these maps you've probably seen in the videos, and you might played yourself, really punish people who have are just good. Okay, they punish you a lot. People that jump or slide around corners are benefiting hugely off the way these maps are designed. And I think that's a very, very big thing that people are overlooking when it comes to Call of Duty currently. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I just wanted to go over some of the maps and some of the prestige systems. With that being said, I think next episode we're going to be going over the entire Modern Warfare series of like storyline. I think right now I have written down on my script 1, Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 story. But I do want to write down some of the things from MW 2019 to MW2 now. But that's going to take some time to get written. I have to basically go through the entire script of the game and kind of break it down a little bit and make kind of patch notes, so kind of cliff notes of it all to bring it down to a good video. But with that being said, look forward to my book video tomorrow. That'll be up probably early in the day. I don't know. I'll probably gonna get some sleep and then hop on and get some gameplay. That's the longest part of what's taking so long for these videos to come out. Is not even the writing process. I can sit down and in 2 hours and write down the videos research, but getting good gameplay that's not just me dying from a guy that's strike packing, that's a journey. That's a journey and a half. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys. You're also wonderful, kind, you're beautiful, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.